Welcome back to another episode of the Sweet Shots podcast. Lucas Johnson alongside Mark Johnson, and this empty seat in the middle. We've got our next phone interview. This is a special one for us here today. We've got, I believe, it's Steve Nieman and Alex McCarty, and I believe it's tournament and assistant tournament director. Am I correct in that, guys?
You do, and you have the pleasure of having our director of sales at the same time as the assistant tournament director.
There we go. And so we've got tournament director and assistant tournament director for the Principal Charity Classic. That's a PGA Tour Champions event, a great event hosted down in Des Moines, Iowa. And guys, again, thanks so much for taking some time and being on the show today.
Yeah, you bet. It's our pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a fun one because anytime we get to talk a little tournament golf, it's a ton of fun. And then you throw into the mix what you guys are doing down in Des Moines with the principal and the principal charity and that charity side of things for the tournament. Talk a little bit about what the tournament's all about. I know it's a golf tournament, but as we were alluding to right before it kind of went on, there's a huge charity aspect to that and the impact that has on not only the immediate community, but around. Talk a little bit about your impact around there, what that looks like.
We're obviously very proud of our title sponsor and the partnership that with Principal Financial Group has with the community of not just Des Moines, but throughout Iowa and frankly, throughout the region. Principal is known as a very giving and caring company, and this tournament is just one of the great opportunities and a foundation and platform for them to get behind what they truly believe. They became the title sponsor in 2007. The tournament has been around in the Des Moines area since 2001. It actually started as the Allianz Championship, and then Principal became the title in 2007. And since they became the title sponsor, the Principal Charity Classic has created a platform for $45.6 million to be donated back to Iowa charities and children's programming throughout those charities. We have 4 official tournament partner charities, and then we have a program. It's called Birdies for Charity, which is separate than our actual official partners, charity partners. And we have nearly 100 Iowa-based 501c3s that participate in that. And that program last year alone generated about a little over almost $7 million. And our total giving last year was $8.2 million. Wow. So obviously something that we are very proud of. Principal is very proud of. And I think there's a lot of people associated with the tournament that get involved because of that foundation that's built to give back to Iowa community.
That's fantastic. This is Mark. I have a question. So that number of giving, it's such an impressive number last year, $7 million. Yes. Is this a year-round effort to, and I imagine it is, it's not something you just flip the switch here at the beginning of the year and we're going to pull off an event and raise $7 million in 4 days with a pro-am. Is this something year-round? Can you give us a little snapshot what it takes to raise that kind of money?
Sure, I'll jump in and then Alex can add color to this. But we launched our Birdies for Charity program, and it intentionally right before the holidays. So it's about what we call that a 6-month process, where we're getting the charities involved, and obviously the Birdies for Charity program kicks off then, and charities make pledges, and then there's a lot of matching dollars that go into that, et cetera. But, the work that Alex does through our sales efforts, which is a year-round effort by him and then Skylar Hoff, who's on our sales team as well. These guys are raising millions of dollars, which allows us to operate the tournament. And then any of the net proceeds go back to our official charity partners. But, Alex, if you want to add some color to that, please.
Yeah, of course. I think, the best way to explain it, from a year-round approach, and the really, really neat thing about this event here in the Des Moines area is how every corporate partner, every volunteer, every attendee all comes together to enjoy this event, whether it be from a client entertainment perspective or a golf enthusiast watching the Hall of Famers coming out or the volunteers dedicating their time. Obviously, everyone's aligned that what we're doing is raising money for our tournament charity partners. And, when we have our conversations in October, November with our corporate partners, they all know that their competitors in the business world might be, taking advantage of the same opportunities that they are to get involved with the tournament, but it doesn't matter. They all put the business side of things aside to raise, millions for charity. And just like you said, whether it's on the sales front, bringing in our corporate partners to engage them in the tournament, a lot of different creative ways. I think that's a neat thing that this tournament does as well. Principal, obviously being the title sponsor, it has their name squarely on the event, and promotes and activates around the tournament, specifically in June, but year round as well. But they allow other local corporate partners to activate, whether it's our ancillary events like our junior clinic, or our pro-ams. We have 3 different pro-ams throughout the week. It's pretty neat to see all the different companies coming together and engaging in this event, to allow, Des Moines to keep continuing to host it year after year, which is pretty special. And then, when you look at it from an operational standpoint, this is in the weeds a little bit, but, you're looking for parking for, thousands of attendees each day. Those parking lots don't necessarily, pop up out of nowhere. So, with the changing landscape in the community or different businesses coming and going, it's always, the infrastructure to be able to pull off the event is something we have to take a look at, after each year's tournament, and looking ahead to different improvements we can make to the customer experience. It's something we have to do. We start in late summer and just continue that process all the way up until the tournament in June.
That's what I imagine. It's not just to flip the switch and this thing happens. So, hats off to you and your group, your crew to pull that off. I'm just reading some highlights. 2016 PGA Tour Champions Tournament of the Year. I know folks in Iowa love their golf. If I recall, I believe the USGA considers U.S. Senior Open that was held, I believe it was in Des Moines, as their best. If you want to buy every category, whether it was attendance or profitability for USGA, it was the best Senior Open they've ever had. Are you familiar with that? And can you speak to some of that enthusiasm by not only the corporate environment there, but also just golfers in general in the Des Moines area?
Yeah, of course. And I think that's the really neat thing about Des Moines. We have a community that embraces these types of events, and with an annual event like the Prince of Charity Classic, it's something that people mark their calendars, and whether they're coming in from out of town, it's something they're building their early summer travel around. But when you look at some of the larger events that come through the city, they're always well attended. Just a week or two ago, we had the first and second rounds of the NCAA tournament here, and probably had one of the better atmospheres of the first round. And I'm sure a majority of those folks were with the teams traveling in, but definitely a lot of local support too. But from a golf standpoint, we've got a pretty rich history. We've hosted the Solheim Cup at Des Moines Golf here a couple of years ago, and obviously that Senior Open, as you mentioned, is still held in high regard. And that was a little bit before my time in the golf world, but from what I've been told, that's really what spearheaded the efforts to continue to have an annual event here in Des Moines. They saw the support not only from the corporate community, but from the ticket sales and volunteers, and just the amount of folks that brought into our community. At the time, it was Allianz who got behind it, but Principal's obviously carried that torch on for over 20 years now, where we've had professional golf in Des Moines. So definitely a special place. A lot of good golf courses in this town. Obviously, with some of the private golf clubs, they're top notch, some of the best in the Midwest. But some really underrated municipal golf too, as well. I think Waveland Waveland Golf Course here, right in Des Moines, is one of the oldest courses west of the Mississippi. It's really neat to be able to host the only PGA Tour event in Iowa. It's a pretty special place.
Yeah, it's a fantastic area to play golf. Having played for North Dakota State in 4 years, we played down in West Des Moines at Glen Oaks we had played every year 4 years, and just a great area, not only for the environment but the golf as well. And just looking up at the golf course and looking at where you guys get to play this tournament's fantastic. It's a previously ranked number one course in Iowa for a reason. It looks awesome, and the quality of golf that goes through there. I mean, like you alluded to it, there's some Hall of Famers playing this tournament. There's guys that they can get the ball around. This is great golf to watch. I think PGA Tour champions, they a lot of the social media on PGA Tour regarding these gentlemen is their swing tempos and how great it is to watch these guys swing the club and how they hit the ball, and some awesome golf going on, especially when you look at not only this tournament but PGA Tour champions as a whole.
One of our own won it in 2018. I see Tom Lehman.
Tom Lehman, a 2018 champion. So a good name around here. And I know Bernard Langer was in the chase there. I think last year there was a playoff last year. So just some great competition going on down there. Looking forward to this year with this tournament. What can we'll say fans? What can fans expect when they walk through those gates? When they get there, what do you got going on there? We alluded to a couple pro-ams, but anything else that they're looking for?
Yeah, I'd be happy to touch on that. I think to talk a little about Wakonda Club as well. I mean, they've been our host venue this will be the 10th year now. We've been at Wakonda Club since 2013, and it's just it's a really neat place. I think when we first moved there from Glen Oaks to Wakonda and going to more of a historic, course layout, it may have been a bit jarring. It's not something that the tour players are used to playing, week in and week out. So it's a little bit of a mix up, but it definitely brings some different challenges to that side of things as well. I think they've really learned to enjoy it. It's probably, reminiscent of courses that they've grown up on themselves as they look back on their career. So it's definitely a neat spot, and it sets up from a spectator viewing standpoint really nicely. We mentioned the pro-ams early on. So, as part of the overall tournament week, we hold 3 different pro-ams in conjunction with the Prince Charity Classic, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday are the competition days where the PGA Tour champions professionals are playing for the Charles Schwab Cup points and the big check on Sunday afternoon. But when you get off the bus at Wakonda Club and walk in the gates, you're essentially call it 250 yards from the heart of the golf course, right? We've got some really neat amenities from a spectator standpoint that you don't need an upgraded ticket for, right? I mean, you can go online and purchase a ticket right now for $20, and I know we'll be running a special discount for your listeners here, which I'm sure we'll get into in a little bit. But even just our general spectator who has a gallery ticket walks in, they can immediately make their way to the fan village where we're setting up more of a beer garden experience with a jumbotron, and plans this year to have more of a kids zone. It's something we promote quite frequently as kids 15 and under are in free to the PCC. So awesome. Truly make it a family-friendly event. An area that we recognized we needed to improve on was having an area for those kids to go. Anybody who's brought a 10-year-old or younger out to a golf tournament, I think, knows that the attention span isn't always there. So having a place for folks to take their kids to burn some steam off for a few minutes, I think will be nice. And then, for the golf enthusiasts, we really have a couple stops along the way. We partner with Michelob Ultra to bring the Michelob Ultra Club at the 14th green, which is open to the public and a really neat viewing deck. A new partnership we had last year was with High Noon. We've developed a really neat spectator viewing grandstand right on the 17th tee, which is part of our Green Canyon, which is what we call the 17th hole. It's
nice.
It's virtually wrapped with hospitality all the way around. and we added in a public venue to the tee box, which it's honestly probably one of the best viewing points on the golf course. So to be able to have your gallery ticket and go there is pretty special, and we want to make sure we have that available to everyone, right? You don't have to be a corporate partner to get a really cool view. So whether you're just out there to have some fun with your friends and enjoy a cold beverage and out in the sunshine, or you're looking to watch the World Hall of Fame golfers that we have, there's something for everyone at the PCC, which is what we're proud of.
Yeah, that sounds like a fantastic viewing opportunity, not only to watch some great golf, but just as like you alluded to, a great family atmosphere and giving people something to do on the weekends.
I was curious, how many spectators do you hope for, expect on a daily basis for the tournament rounds, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Do you have a number in mind?
Yeah. So it's fluctuated year over year, and sort of as we're coming back out of the last couple of years with COVID and some restrictions. Last year we had almost 60,000 people come through the gates.
Wow.
Throughout the week.
That's impressive.
At Wakonda Club. So we're hoping to top that this year. Obviously the players love having big crowds and improve the atmosphere, and with more people raises more money for charity. So that's the goal. We hope to get closer to some of the peak years we had, around 80,000 people throughout the week, which is always exciting.
That's amazing, and to get that level of play out there, and then making sure you get people to watch them. I mean, that's awesome. I'm sure those guys just love playing when they can get some people behind them and watching. So a note here, we touched on it before. You've got some areas of volunteering. Is that something that anyone can just sign up and do? Do you guys still have a need for some volunteers? Is there something we can get out there where people can go sign up if they need to, or if want to volunteer for the tournament?
Yeah, I'll take that one, Alex. Volunteering is such a unique thing in the world of golf. It allows people to get closer than probably any other sport. I mean, being a spectator, you can get pretty close to the platform that, that Alex was just talking about with High Noon. I mean, you're literally standing and looking straight down on the players on that 17th tee box, which is fantastic.
That'd be really cool.
But a volunteer actually gets to stand at the base of that structure and is within arm's distance of arguably some of the greatest golfers in the world. We checked with Karina this morning, and we're pacing really, really well. I mean, it takes about 1,200 volunteers for the week to make this engine go. Our staff kind of just steps aside and tries not to get in the way of those 1,200 people, because they really do run the tournament for us. We're at about 800 volunteers right now, and so we do need some more volunteers, and people can go to our website to sign up and do that. And marshaling is the biggest place that we need assistance. You basically own a hole, if you will. I've had some great experiences over my years of being in this industry, of watching people come together that don't know each other, but start these fantastic friendships. And marshaling a hole is a way to do that, where they take vacations for the year and they all come together. These people have known each other. There's a group of guys I got to know in Mississippi when we were doing a PGA Tour Champions event there. They had a cul-de-sac. They all lived in this cul-de-sac together, and they would have a big fish fry the day before they would start volunteering at the tournament. And some of these guys had moved away, and then they had come back, and the fish fry was the kickoff for them to own a hole and marshal it. And the group had grown over the years to the degree where they were doing lottery picks for the group, because there's only so many people that can volunteer for a hole. So it's really fun to watch the camaraderie, and I think volunteering does that in a way that's, again, unique, and especially unique to PGA Tour Champions golf.
And you do all the training, right? I mean, these folks, they don't have to have necessarily any previous experience. You just really need to sign up, and you'll do the training.
We will, in partnership, obviously, with our friends with the PGA Tour Champions. They bring staff on site, and we're very fortunate that they do most of the training. And you don't have to be. I think that's one of the things that people have this misnomer about. This is about community engagement. This tournament, as Alex said a few minutes ago, there's something for everyone to be involved. You don't have to be a golfer. You don't have to have golf knowledge. There are lots of committees. I think we have 25 different committees with volunteering. So some of those don't require any golf knowledge. So we want everyone to feel like they have a place at the Principal Charity Classic.
That's amazing. And like you alluded to, I mean, this is a great way to get inside the ropes for someone. I mean, to watch some of these best players inside the ropes, whether it's owning a hole or just being a part of the tournament. It's a great way and volunteering. And so for those interested, going online and that's the tournament website, right? Principal Charity Classic. Is that where they're signing up?
Yes, sir. That's correct. And there's a volunteer tab there at the top, and it's very simple to follow that process and sign up to volunteer.
How about if there is someone out there on a corporate level? Is the door still open? Window still open? If we have a listener that wants to get involved, maybe on a corporate level where they have a tent or some type of just some support financially, is that still available?
Absolutely. We'll have those opportunities available all the way up until tournament week. So happy to engage. Obviously, the window's closing on the amount of creativity we can have with some of the partnerships that we bring together. But if anyone's interested in learning more about the opportunity or how they can align their brand with the PCC and the good work that we do here in Des Moines, we'd be happy to have that conversation. And we bring in sponsors from all over the country too. I think that's another interesting thing. Whether it's playing in the Pro-Am or flying in for some of the hospitality, we really do have folks coming in from all over. So absolutely, that information's on the website as well under our sponsor tab, and my contact information's all there, and would be happy to talk about that. But we've got a blank canvas and can come up with some really creative ideas to activate around the tournament.
That's awesome. And
if I could add something to that real
absolutely.
quick. We're firm believers in listening to what our potential sponsors' interests are. You'll never see us give here's package A, B, or C. Alex does a great job of customizing and personalizing each experience for a sponsor. Sometimes people just want to engage. Companies want to engage in the charitable giving part of what we're doing. We have a platform for that. Obviously, we've talked about that. But then there's people that want to bring folks in from other parts of the country and entertain their clients. And there's 4 or 5 different options. So we ask a lot of questions, and we're trained to do that, and then listen really well and put together packages that work time and time and year after year for our clients.
That's awesome. There's some fantastic opportunities out there for everyone to get involved, whether at the corporate level or just volunteering at the individual level. And it behooves me, I think is the correct word, but we haven't talked about the dates of the tournament. Dates May 31st through June 4th. So it's going to be here before we know it. And it's a great week of golf down in Des Moines, Iowa. So some fantastic opportunities. And with that, getting into, we're talking tickets and purchasing that's available on the website as well.
It is. Everything for the most part all runs through there. So any questions, you should be able to be pointed in the right direction. And our tickets are on sale. We have a few different options that are available. I mentioned the gallery ticket, which is your admission in. We've got a few VIP options as well for folks if they're interested in that. And one other piece we'd want to make sure we talk about is our Heroes Outpost. So if there's any veterans or active military and their families, they have the opportunity to request tickets into our Heroes Outpost, which is located at the 13th green. So that's complimentary admission for those folks and their families to enjoy the tournament. So all of that's available on our ticket website. Can all be purchased online and downloaded electronically. So super simple process, and hope folks are able to join us join us there the first week of June.
Absolutely, and that's a great thing you guys are doing with the Heroes Outpost. That's fantastic. And with that, we were able to kind of work out a deal. So if you go online, you're looking to purchase some tickets at checkout. If you use the code SweetDeal23, that's SUITEDEAL 23. That's going to get you $5 off a gallery ticket and $25 off the VIP Fairway Club ticket. So a nice deal there, courtesy of the Principal Charity Classic for our listeners. Again, that's Sweet Deal 23, SUITEDEAL 23. Get you some discounts off some tickets and get you in the door to watch some fantastic golf at one of the premier venues down in Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, that Wakonda Club. There is a Fargo connection to the Wakonda Club.
Oh, no kidding.
Fargo Country Club and Wakonda Country Club. Jack Webb, longtime professional at Wakonda, was also the head professional at Fargo Country Club and had won the North Dakota Open. I think when I looked it up, it was 1965.
Oh, wow.
Accomplished player and was a longtime professional in the Des Moines area. So our Fargo listeners, some of those listeners knew Jack Webb for sure, and they're members of Fargo Country Club. There's your connection. We'll road trip to Des Moines and revisit where Jack made a living and was such a vital part of the golf community in Des Moines.
That's awesome. So that's going to do it for our first half here. Steve and Alex, thank you guys so much for hopping on with us and kind of breaking down this tournament. And like we said, we're going to have you guys back on closer to the tournament. We'll dissect it a little further then as well. But again, thanks so much for taking the time and at least introducing this to our listeners.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. We appreciate the time and always enjoy telling people about the great work the Principal Charity Classic's doing, and we'll look forward to joining you guys back again later on in the spring, and hopefully seeing you all down there May 31st through June 4th.
Awesome, guys.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. We'll talk later.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Bye-bye. So again, that's Steve Nieman and Alex McCarty, tournament and assistant tournament director for the Principal Charity Classic. Thanks so much to them for coming on. Again, one last time, if you're looking to get some tickets to the Principal Charity Classic, at checkout, enter the code SweetDeal23, SUITEDEAL 23 for $5 off your gallery tickets and $25 off the VIP Fairway Club tickets. It's a great chance to watch some fantastic golf with some great players down in Des Moines. Not too long of a trip down there to get some good quality golf. So stick around on the other side of this break. We're going to get into it. Chuck's going to be back here. We're going to get into a little DFS and breaking down some great golf being played at the PGA Tour level moving forward. So stick around. We'll be right back.
This segment brought to you by Sweet Shots. It is our 1-year anniversary. We're going to celebrate the right way. It begins this Thursday night with a little live music in the lounge, Jim White, followed by Friday night live music. We have the Crop Dusters. Saturday, the Johnsons, and both the Crop Dusters and the Johnsons, 7 to 10. Thursday music, 6 to 8:30. Tuesday, April 4th, happens to be our exact 1-year birthday, and we're going to offer a little promotion. If you bring a non-perishable food item in, you get a free hour of golf. If you come during happy hour, you can trade that can of Campbell's soup in for a can of Busch Light or your favorite can of beer. Raising awareness to the food bank here in the community. So that's Tuesday, April 4th. Prior to that, though, come on out. We've got a scramble celebrating 1-year anniversary. That's Saturday morning. Sign up, and information for all these great events are online at sweetshots.com.
Let's have fun today.
Why not? Let's have a good time.
Today.
Yeah,
that's going to be a great time. It's going to be, I think, just an all-around party. 1 year. I can't believe it's already here.
I know.
Sure feels a heck of a lot longer than that, and here we are, still learning. But it's fantastic. Chuck, welcome back in.
Hey, thanks.
We missed you in the first half. We talked some great golf down there with Steve and Alex, and excited for that tournament coming up end of May. So we got the invite down there.
Right.
You not being here, Chuck. I don't know if that is extended to you or how that works.
That's about right.
That's a world-class
shocked.
event. World-class event they put on there. And, in our region, it's certainly accessible. It's not that long of a drive to Des Moines, and it would definitely be worth your while to go down and see those players.
And I mean, the general admission price at $20, I think is what he was saying. Plus, we've got the code again, Sweet Deal, SUITEDEAL 23 for $5 off that
Wow.
general admission and $25 off your VIP.
That's on the website. You go out there, you
Yep.
enter that code, and
Yep.
wow,
if you were here
that's
that
neat.
first half, you would have got all.
Well,
of it.
some of us were moving snow. LJ,
You believe we're still doing that today, huh?
ridiculous.
Well, dreaming of warmer weather here, guys. We're almost there. We're almost to the Masters. That's next week. This week, though, we're focusing in on the Valero Texas Open. But before we get there, some awesome golf being played this last week at the match play, which I guess we didn't even talk about it last time. This is the last iteration of the WGC Dell match play event.
That's
Might
what they're
be
saying.
changing. Yeah, might be
Yep.
changing a little bit.
That's unfortunate.
Which, yeah, it is unfortunate. I think match play is one of the purest forms of golf. I just in terms of pure watchability, I get from an advertisement standpoint, maybe not the best because you might have a match that ended like the last one and blow out, and all of a sudden you got an hour of golf left to fill without a tournament. But in terms of the storylines, we almost had it. The
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy championship finish lineup.
Yep.
I mean, talk about potential there. And the consolation match, I mean, we did get a little bit about that, but you could just get a sense they weren't quite firing on it on all cylinders there for a consolation match.
Well, and they were both in position to win that match.
Yeah,
Rory
they were.
was 2
both
up
of them.
with 4 to play.
Yeah.
And didn't get it done. So yes, we almost got that dream matchup. It did keep me engaged though, because I wanted to watch those
You
two
wanted,
guys play.
yeah.
Mhm.
So even for a third place, I did tune in. I don't know if you're
You do get the
average
sense,
player.
and this is my opinion in a match play event, right? Because you talk about how many birdies these guys made over the week, and what
Yeah.
makes this different than a normal tour event. I thought I saw during Rory McIlroy, and is he playing Cam Young? Is that who he was playing?
you played Cam Young.
Yep.
Cam Young. Before their match, they were combined 75 under par.
Wow.
Well, it's a birdie golf course. I mean, that's why they're hosting
okay,
it.
that's true. Yeah, you get the golf course setup is easier in terms of birdie golf. But do you think that a match play, something switches in their brain where like in a match play scenario, it's something a little different than if you put them on that golf course and say, you've got 72 hole stroke play.
I agree with that
Mhm.
take. I mean, Thursday in a stroke play event, you're probably playing a little more conservative
Mm.
in general. Maybe not the whole field.
Well, they got like 2 drivable par 4s on that back 9, right? So
Yeah.
it's not like you're going to be firing at those.
Well, in a stroke play event, you're probably throttling back the first
Yeah.
couple of days, and then but match play, you're just going for the most part.
It creates some
It's
great
just hammer down.
great golf to watch, and you talk about the differences in the thought processes there. But yeah, I enjoyed
How
watching
about
that.
Hoagie going like 3 under, 5 under, 2 under, or 3 under, and he went
Yeah.
0 for 3.
Well, and that's just
That's
it goes to we talked about the pool play coming out of it and like who to avoid, and I'll take credit. Avoid Scotty Scheffler for as long as you can, right? I mean, he was a lawnmower for the longest time up
Yep.
until that semifinal match. But yeah, I mean, Tom did not make it out of pool play and
Yeah.
shoot a combined 11 under par. I mean, that's going to get it done in a lot of places. Just
Who got out of his pool again? Do you guys remember?
who
I
was he
looked and I
playing?
don't remember.
Yeah. Okay. It doesn't matter.
But there was a
That's-
few guys that went 0 and 3, and I bet they're
Yep.
all well under par.
Right.
Between that and like you look at Ricky Fowler to get in the Masters, Ricky needed to make the quarters, and he was 2-0-1. He didn't
Well,
lose
he
a
beat
match.
Rahm. Yeah.
He didn't lose a match. He was 2-0-1. But maybe he lost one.
He
match.
lost the
He
one.
lost one match because was it Billy Horschel got
Horschel, I
out of
think
it,
he got
and
out.
he
Yep.
was 2-0-1.
Yep.
So it's like splitting hairs as far as Rory missed it by or Ricky missed it by half a point to get potentially a bit into the Masters. So,
Yeah.
but
Well, I'm
he-
giddy to know your guys' scores because I'm feeling really good about my team.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I had another. Well, I guess my week was moderate. I was middle of the pack. I did have Cam Young, so
Okay.
I mean it was
helps.
Nice pick.
close.
Yep.
It was close, but he was my only guy I think to make it
In the final four?
a while. Yeah.
Okay.
I was middle. I'll get it off my chest.
I
I had
cashed in-
405.75.
405.
Yeah.
400.
Will, how about this? Will Zalatoris, right?
Yeah. Did he play?
He plays one hole his third match.
And then he quit?
He lost 1 in 17.
Ouch. What?
What?
Yeah.
What are you
Will
talking
Zalatoris,
about?
he lost. He withdrew on his
So,
third
Is he
I heard-
match.
injured? Is he hurt?
Is it?
I haven't
back
seen
again?
anything hurt, but I'm guessing because he lost his first two matches,
He was
so
quit.
he was in his
Matsuyama
pool.
did this. Only played 2 matches too.
But
I
both
heard.
those guys. Well, Matsuyama's playing this week, but like Will's playing in the Masters.
I mean,
so
do
if he's
you
just,
suppose if they're looking at their bracket and somebody else has gone 2-0 and they
They
go,
can't
I'm
win.
0-2, I'm done.
I'm playing in the Masters
Yeah, but
in
that's
2 weeks.
I mean, what if your match is imperative for the finals?
Yeah, and I don't
figure out
know.
who gets out.
I don't know who he
Yeah.
played that last round, but yeah, no, I looked at that. I checked after that third day. I'm like 1 in 17. What?
And then they get bonus points for number of wins, number of
Yeah.
holes
Well,
won.
it goes
Whoever's
3
won it.
holes won, 12 holes
Yeah.
lost, 17 holes tied, and then that's your point totals.
Okay,
And
so 4 what? What was your total?
405.75.
Okay,
That'd not bad on a stroke play event.
no, a solid.
Okay, I won last week.
You did,
Do
so
I
I-
go? Do you go
Ooh,
first?
hey, actually,
I think
quick
so.
answer. Will Zalatoris was playing Max Homa because Max
Yeah.
Homa round 3 won. He won that round 1 in 17.
I don't understand 1 in 17.
Me either do
Well,
I.
they forfeit after the first hole, so you're 1 up.
How many
with
points does
17 holes to go.
I wonder how many Homa got? Did he get penalized then? Because they get birdie points
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
in the event.
3
So
Masters
in,
won.
so
you
in
got
DraftKings, they're not
13
being
holes.
awarded points
That's what
because
I'm
they're
wondering.
not making
Yeah.
birdies.
I got screwed over. That's what that is.
Sure is. Well, you got to anticipate that stuff, LJ.
Right. I should have known. That's on
Yeah.
me. That's on me.
All right. I think as champ, Mark, you go last.
Okay,
That was painful to even say as champ.
Champ.
three weeks in a row.
Whatever.
And I think I was quoted last show saying, I don't care how I win,
Yeah.
just as long as I've
Just-
won. 3 in a row, unprecedented.
Well, I had Chef and McElroy, if you remember that.
So did I.
Those are my. You did not. You didn't have those two.
Yeah, I do right here.
What?
Do I have the right team?
No, because remember you were looking at me, you're like, that's a solid team. That's a great team. Didn't he, LJ? You remember
I
this?
thought both you guys top loaded.
Yeah, I did top load.
Oh, okay. Then I had Billy Horschel.
Yeah.
He got out. Right? He came out of there. JJ Spahn was the wild card guy.
Yep.
He came out of their
Yeah.
deal. I got
I had
JJ.
Spawn.
What are you? I don't know what's going
We
on.
might have to go to the recording.
What?
Maybe I got the wrong team here.
You just picked the highest earning
What
team, this
the-
guy over here.
Yeah. I'm going to replay this. But anywho, 663.75 was my number.
Not even close.
Okay.
I'm at 77450.
Oh, please. Huh?
Yep. Something called Hughes 126.90 and Poston.
Poston. JT Poston.
Finau. Yeah, Spawn. Maybe I got the wrong team, but I think I beat you with either one of my teams.
Oh, boy.
Jeez.
What? How many points did you have?
663.
I don't know which team was my. We're gonna have to.
He's
Maybe
entering so many teams, he doesn't even remember which team.
was that my team? You think Scheffler, Homa, Fitzpatrick?
That was your team because I didn't like your Fitzpatrick. picks.
Yes, you had to
You had-
fit.
you had
fit.
Fitzpatrick.
641.
Thank you.
Wow,
Let's
45.
go.
Controversy
663.
663.
Yeah.
I had Spahn, Scheffler, Homa,
Mhm.
Fowler, Hughes.
Yeah.
This is a good
Yep.
team, but
That's your
Fitzpatrick killed
team.
me.
I didn't like Fitzpatrick because
I
he
thought my
screwed
other
me.
guys were my team.
He screwed me the week before.
I'm going to slide the goat this way,
Yep,
please.
you own them.
Yahtzee.
Well, a full month of winning would have been a little uncomfortable at family functions.
There you go, Chuck.
Back where he belongs.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so that's a great week of golf last week. We're looking forward to Valero.
Well, Just a recap story,
Yep.
though. I
Yep,
mean,
go.
the lesson there, and I know this came out a little late for the listener, but actually, they're not going to do this event again. But on match play events, it's all about this playing the brackets and making sure you get as many guys through as optimally as you can, right? And that's where, Mark, sounds like you did that.
All
I
three of
did
my
that.
teams.
I was profitable on each of my entries. I had 5 entries in it, and I made money on all of them.
Yeah.
There you go. And
Fun
don't
week.
don't draft Will Zalatoris.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that. All right. Looking forward to this week. Valero Texas Open. Sticking in Texas, obviously. We've got weaker field, I guess you'll call it, but it does get sandwiched between 2 elevated events, one of them being the Masters. So guys that are in the Masters might take a week off. some of them are playing. Chuck, I think you said 10 of them are playing.
Yeah, I saw a list. It's near 10.
Near 10.
Yep.
You brought up a good point. How many of those guys are really going to be grinding all out, spending mental energy trying to, maybe now it's just fine tuning a game instead of, really, really grinding it out. But, I think I saw Tyrrell Hatton's front loading this with the best odds.
Yep.
Coming into this. So he's going to be your strongest hitter. From there, Chuck, you got course notes on this one as far as what to look out for here?
A little bit, yeah. So I was just taking a look at the previous winners here. So JJ Spahn is the defending champion, 13 under. And then Jordan Spieth, 18 under. Corey Connors, 20 under. That was 19. They didn't play it in 20 with pandemic. So you look at the list. There's these guys that are in the tournament that have won it before. So Spahn, Connors. I don't know about Andrew Landry, if he's playing again, 17 under. I know Charlie Hoffman. He's in it.
Yeah.
Cheap this week. So he's
I usually pick him up, too. He's one of my guys.
Yeah, he is. Adam Scott. I don't think Adam's playing this week, though, in lead up to Masters. And then Kevin Chappell. He won it in 18. So those guys obviously have some pretty good course history. Average to par is 13 under as the winner, typically around that number. I have for key stats, it's a driver-friendly golf course in that you can spray it a little bit and get away with it. It's the guys that spray it big time that are going to get in trouble.
And it's tree lined, right? I think it's the Oak course. I think is the TPC San Antonio Oak course. So as it kind of implies,
the rough's not as penal and thick as, so in essence, if you miss a fairway, you can kind of get away with it there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm focused a little bit on strokes gained around the green. Guys that are going to, I think, have a little bit of an edge is those guys that can get up and down. And bogey avoidance. Those are the ones I'm taking a look at. You mentioned Masters next week. It's interesting. You always kind of run a little risk taking the big dogs here, where if they're playing a little poorly,
just check out.
Kind of check out and get down the road because they're going to Augusta. They want to go. They want to get there.
Miss the cut on purpose so they can get to Augusta, play even maybe
There's
Sunday.
that risk.
Yeah.
Can you say on purpose? Like, would you miss a cut on purpose? Do you think?
If I was staying in the Butler cabin, I had a room for me at Butler, and I could probably get a tee time Sunday morning at Augusta, and I'm probably going to miss the cut on Friday afternoon.
Play that round as fast as you can.
And you got buddies that are going to be there that you like to play with, like JT and others. That
Yeah, maybe. Go. I mean, I hope people don't think I'm a bad guy if I do that, but I'd want to get to Augusta.
Yeah. So there's that risk. And there's, like you said, about 10 or so guys that are in this event that also are playing in Augusta. I like the angle of you need to win to get in, like a Ricky Fowler.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Super motivated.
Yep.
Now, is that too much pressure? I don't know. Maybe. But he's playing well.
He is playing well. I was really pulling for him during the match play. And his game looked pretty solid. He was a tie away from getting at least into a playoff, right?
So he's that close.
So
yep. One guy I wrote down is somebody who plays well at TPC type tracks is Siwoo Kim.
Siwoo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind that.
Siwoo. I would look out for that guy. He's kind of he's the guy I'm, not to give away my lineup, but he'll be on my lineup.
He's your horse.
Yep. So I would go take a look at course history, and then for me, it's going to be strokes gained around the green.
And it's a pretty cookie cutter course. It's nothing that's too crazy. Not necessarily one where you've got a course history is good, yes, but it's not necessarily like there's a whole bunch of quirks that you're going to try and figure out that week. So
might be a good week for some daily. The wind typically, watch the forecast. Yeah. Wind blows in Texas a little bit.
Really blowing last week too.
Yep. So maybe watch some morning pairings. Could be an opportunity there. This is a little quirky with a major next week.
Yep.
It's a little bit of not a guessing game because you guys are solid with your analytics there, but dailies might be a strong play.
I like that, Mark. Dailies leveraging weather. How about the guys that are from Texas that play in the wind?
Yep, that'd be another thing. I think a person could find a Texans guys that played in Texas growing up or in college and just make a team with Texans.
Yeah, you could.
It makes a difference,
Yeah,
especially if the wind starts to blow.
Well, yeah, you look at the different styles of golf they have to play, even just around the country. I mean, from the Southwest, there's not a ton of wind, and you get kind of the Southeast
And the different grass they're
But
playing on there.
different
I mean,
grass.
it's just that. Yeah. So I would. There's some fun options this week that might give you the edge over somebody that's just looking to fill a team with names.
Yep, I like it.
Who's going first?
Well, the goat of the week goes first.
Yay. All right. I mentioned my number one guy, and he is the most expensive, but I'm going to go start my team with Siwoo Kim at 9,700. Then I'm going to go some Europeans.
With the wind in mind, is
Yep.
that kind of the
Yep.
idea? Yeah.
Thomas Dietrich. He's only missed one cut, and he was sick. He bowed out of that. So I'm going with the cut maker.
Nice.
That
I
guy
like
can
his game.
sing too.
Yeah.
Guy can really sing.
You
Not
talking about
Daughtry or
Daughtry?
Dietrich?
Oh, that's Daughtry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Great.
Then I'm going to go Adam Schenk.
Ouch.
I know.
What a
Mhm.
name. What a name.
He's got a lot to overcome before he even puts a peg in the ground.
know.
Scary, really.
Mhm.
Then I've got another European. Oops.
Shank's not European.
No.
Okay.
Going back to the
yeah.
Dietrich. Nikolai Holgard.
Holgard? You just played really well in Dominican.
Yeah, he's
Chicana.
he's 8-8. He finished second
Yeah.
last time out.
Yeah, I think he was
Okay.
leading on Sunday.
That's a good play.
He's a young bomber. I think he's hungry. He's going to come in here and he's going to hopefully make a cut. Then I'm going. Oopsie. Let me make sure I choose that. I almost pulled a mark. Sam Ryder.
Heard of him?
Yep.
Okay. Although, isn't he the guy that wears the pants that I don't
Joggers,
like?
yeah.
Oh, I might have to remove Sam.
Okay. Just
No,
because
the
the
jogger
joggers.
guy. And then my last guy is Nick Taylor.
Nick Taylor.
Nice.
So,
like
and
that.
his
He's
is based
recent.
off recent
I
form,
was going
and
to say he's
he's
playing
played well here.
Yeah.
Before. So
I like that.
there's not a flashy. I don't have a Fowler, but I'm going to go just steady and hope these guys are
Mm-hmm.
going to keep me
Right.
owning the goat.
That's solid.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going Fowler because I think that drive to get in the Masters is huge for that guy. And you've seen it before here. I think guys over the years, the tournament before the Masters, it brings out some good golf in some of these guys. So I'm going Fowler. And then I'm going with the Texas guy. Bo Hostler has played well here in the past. And I think he went to the University of Texas.
Sounds right. Yeah. Yep.
You know, so there's my Texas and he's trending. I think Bo is one of those guys that he needs to get out of his own way a little bit at times. And he was 7,700. So that's kind of why I put him on the team. Ray, R-A-I.
Oh, yes.
Aaron Rye.
Yep.
Aaron Wright. Guy's got a great golf swing.
Yep.
He's a cut maker. He's solid. I think he played well here last year. I took a peek at last year's results.
Mhm.
So I was going off course history and results from last year, and then maybe do they fit in my budget? I also have Adam Schenk. It's Adam, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got work to do. You know, he came close in position, learning experience.
Mhm.
I think you got to have the defending champion on your team, JJ Spahn. He played well last week
He
in
did.
the match play. He played really well.
It's a
Plus
good
he's
pick.
Defending. Yeah.
I like
know
that. I like that.
Yep. And
What's-
then I
what's his
rounded
price point.
8,900. So
Okay.
I have two, with Fowler and Spahn, they're expensive. But where I made this up was it's $7,000.
Can we guess?
Under the radar.
Can we guess that he's going to be older than 45?
Correct.
Yeah. That's
What a funky hat.
Patty playing?
Padraig Harrington is playing.
How about that? How about that pick?
He's worked on age. Forget about his age. This guy's creating ball speed.
Yes.
He can play out there with these guys, and
Yeah.
he's done it. He's made cuts on the PGA Tour. So, matter of fact, he's got 4 top 10s. That might include his Champions Tour, and 7 out of 8 cuts made. So, and I'm kind of riding a trend where I've been with 3 out of 4 weeks winning, and probably
Nice plug.
finishing second the other 3 out of 7 weeks. Not that I'm keeping track, But what I'm doing is trying to top load and then
Mhm.
finding value picks. And if your value picks play well,
That's a bonus.
boom.
That's a bonus.
So
All right, I like that. We share some.
I nailed your senior player.
So
I knew
funny.
it. Patty. Okay, sorry.
No, hey, that's fine. That's fine. We share not quite a few, a couple of guys on there. I also went the Fowler route. I think his game's on an upward trend, and he's got some motivation this week. Then I went with a Taylor Montgomery, and I'm keeping in mind some of the statistical strengths for this golf course as far as driving and strokes gained approach. Bogey avoidance is in there, and Taylor Montgomery's in there. He's 12 of 14 cuts made with 4 top 10.
What's his price point?
99.
Okay.
So he's my second most expensive there. But then I stuck around the 7,900 range. I also have Aaron Rye.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a good value pick at 79. And then I went Brendan Todd, who I think is
Yeah.
probably one of the best value picks.
he played
Guy's
well
been-
here last year too.
Plays well last year, and you look at his recent form. I mean, he's 27th in the Players, 39th in the Arnold Palmer. He was second at the AT&T Pro-Am. I mean, the guy's played solid
yep.
golf this year.
Good.
At 7,900, that's pretty good. Then I went Akshay Bhatia. He's on a special membership
yeah.
exemption
He had
off
a
the Corn Ferry.
Great round last week. Won, I
Yep.
think, what, 63,
At the
64?
Corrales,
Yeah.
Punta Cana. I mean,
Yep.
he's playing well. I think he was top 10 down there as well.
They don't even have his
just
picture.
just missed.
They don't even have his picture on the app.
He was second in the Puerto Rico.
He's
They
got a
should-
good looking mug, too.
Yeah, I was gonna say they should have his picture on.
I like his hair.
Crazy lefty too, lefty. So Akshay at 7,000, and then my flyer of all flyers is Charlie Hoffman.
Oh, yeah. Chucky.
He's only made 4 of 14 cuts.
Yeah. His game hasn't quite been there, but
Nope.
he's going to turn it around here.
Yep.
Is he a Texan? He kind of looks like a Texan.
No, I
Mm,
think he's from
nice.
Southern California.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, he
The
always
flowing
plays.
locks
Always
and-
play flowing locks.
I'm
Did
just
you
kidding.
see his mug shot? Oh my goodness.
Oh, I've seen Chucky.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's my flyer at 7,000. I need someone to round it out. I think he's going to
He's-
turn it up.
I'm sorry. Who's your pick before that again with no picture?
Akshay Bhatia,
Is that who we were watching on TV?
probably.
Yeah. Lefty.
Yeah.
Who played with Pepperdine also.
Yeah, I wanted to say Pepperdine. I don't know if that's 100% true.
He's got some swagger.
Hmm.
If
Yeah.
that's the guy. He's
No,
very confident.
I was high on him last year when he was playing Corn Ferry Tour. I mean, the guy's broke through. He was second
Yeah.
at the Puerto Rico. I mean, the guy's got talent.
Yeah.
There's a name
Yeah.
trending the
He's
right
dead, man.
direction.
That's a good
Okay.
pick.
All right.
So I know both you guys have Fowler, and that's my heart's there. I want him. I really want him to win this.
That's-
But in DFS world, right, he's going to be super chalky. So as you look to build lineups, I would expect he's going to be at least 30% owned in these contests.
Sure.
So how to be different is to not have Ricky on your team, and then you never want to wish bad about a guy, but if he
If he does struggle, you get
struggle,
the,
you just
get the
boom,
leg
you
up.
just jumped over 30% of the field.
Right. And I'll
That's
say
leverage.
again, I'm not playing against the rest of the world.
You're just trying to beat us.
I'm just trying to beat you guys.
All right.
Which out of the last 7 weeks, I've had no worse finish than second. But just saying.
You're welcome. I'm
Well,
taking
one
a
of
break.
them,
I'm taking a break.
LJ wasn't here. So there's two.
True.
2-2.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
Hey, I know we touched on it, but next week with Masters Week,
Yeah.
that's going to be super exciting.
Yeah.
And
I'm,
I think
I'm anticipating it with the bank of knowledge that we got here, with how excited we are. I know we've all got some sort of Vegas odds on the tournament. Break that down, but I think it's going to be a great show next week. Really looking forward to that.
me too. And I know that
Yeah.
one is huge course history. I mean, when it comes down to
Yeah.
it and you look at an event that's always played at the same venue, I'm excited for the three of us to break that one down. And I think we're going to be able to pull out some real strong teams for the listeners to be able to leverage.
Love
I agree. It's a golf course where the first year player does not win there. Fuzzy Zeller in 79
Right.
is the
That's
only
it,
player to do
only-
it.
That's right.
That's
we'll
amazing.
get into that.
Okay,
Save
yeah.
some of that for next week, because I know, Mark, I know you got stories and history. So that's going to do it for us here. This episode 24, focusing on the Principal Charity Classic. Thanks again to Steve and Alex for stopping in or calling in and taking some time with us. Again, head to their website, principlecharityclassic.com, sign up to volunteer, also purchase some tickets. Don't forget the code Sweet Deal, SUITEDEAL 23 to get some discounts off your tickets there. Thanks again for listening, and we hope to see you next week.